Afternoon, everybody. How is it over there for you? It's a bit overcast here today. It started well, but I'm not so sure. But never mind, not a problem. We're all indoors. We've got a bit of heating on, cup of tea at some point, and yeah, here we go. First tile of the week. Although it feels weird because obviously Monday I did the tile swap, and so yeah, it was. Feels a bit funny, you know, when you sort of get into the mode and then every other Monday you throw something in. So here we go. Okay, tile 139. So what do we need today? Okay, I've got a basic tile. Use whatever colour tile you like. It really doesn't matter. But I'm going to stick with the basic cream one. I've got my regular pen. I've got a pencil. New tortillon. Oh. Okay, I've also got some pastel pencils here, just in case I feel like putting a bit of colour in, which maybe I will. So yeah, here we go then. All right. Oh, I'm going to yeah, Tracy. Yeah, I think so, Tracy. Do you know what I've not done? Anybody that sent me of an email for books, tiles for book 5, I've not opened it. I've left it there so I know when I get to it, which is going to be hopefully the end of this week, I can open them all and they're all going to be, I'm not going to lose any. So yeah, if you've sent it to the email address, I've got them. So absolutely. Okay. If I have been a little bit absent on social media, that is why, because obviously there's ever such a lot of work to do for a book, and I just want to do it right and focus on it. So please don't feel that I've been ignoring you. I haven't. It's just that I need to sort of shut out a few things in order to get it done, or else it's not going to be done. So yeah, if you've not sent one, get it sent in the next couple of days, because otherwise it's not going to happen. It's not going to be in. So okay, I've drawn my 4 dots, and here we go. I've got a border. It's been that kind of week actually, lots of new ideas, and we've been looking at different things and new stuff going forward, so some really exciting things coming, and not just in the way of products, but of course in the way of been looking for a venue for us, and that seems, I don't want to sort of jinx it, but maybe we saw something yesterday. All right, so here we go. I'm going to sort of stick with my pencil for a moment. And I'm going to come in, we don't usually put a string in. String's just a line or a guide. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to sort of come, let's have a look, around here and around there. Just like a letter J, I suppose. I've left a gap here, so don't go all the way up. And this is just sort of to tail off and see where we go with it. All right? Okay, so I'm just going to go a little bit larger now. You can see what I'm doing there. You go. All right, are we ready for this? Deep breath. It's all good. Are we ready? Okay. So I'm going to put a bubble here. I'm not going to go huge, but I don't want a tiny one. And if it's slightly off shape, that really doesn't matter. And you'll notice I'm working with pen. There we go. All right. So I'm going to sort of follow my way down this little string here. Now you've got 2 ways of doing it. You could do complete bubbles all the way down, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sort of make this one look like it's going underneath. Oh no, there we go. And then as I work my way down, I'm going to sort of get a little bit smaller each time. It's a little bit sketchy, but that's okay. And I'm going to get a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. You see, so it's almost underneath, but each one is a bit smaller. There we go. Just taking my time. I'm going to even go a little bit smaller. There we go. Oh, okay, yeah. Do you know I always remember that book? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go a little bit larger. And let's have a look at working inside these little shapes here. So start with this top one, and I'm going to come on in and I'm going to give it a little bit of a curl there and a little bit of a curl there. Oh, Lynn, don't you worry about it. Mine are a little bit sketchy and wonky. That's fine. Just going to take that a little bit further around, you see? Looks like Spider-Man now. Okay. Let's put some little bubbles around the edge there. There we go. And around the edge there. Okay. All right. So, working around, I think actually I'm going to sort of aura that set of bubbles and aura that set as well. And then just sort of coming around here, I'm just going to put a little aura on that side too. There we go. Okay. And let's draw a line down. And I'm just going to go from that point then and create some lines working all the way around. And then all the way around this way. There we go. Okay. So let's come to our next one. I'm just going to sort of add a little bit of weight to that line, just because it just sort of, I think, the way I've sketched it needs a bit of definition. There we go. And I'm going to put an aura inside that one too. There we go. And then, now you see here, I don't want to follow this line particularly because it's not sort of in the middle. And this is why we do that in pencil, because if you feel you need to, I can change it. There we go. So that's more sort of my middle section there. And that's, again, from this point, I'm just going to pull out and create those lovely little lines, working my way all the way till I've got no more space. And then along this way, hey Garth, Pat, Richard, lovely to sort of see you all again. And Joanne, Yvonne, hey. Okay, so let's, wonky worm, let's look at where we're at in case anybody's sort of, missed it a little bit. There we go, got this kind of sort of shape going on. And then again, I'm just coming in, I'm going to redefine this one here, because again, I sort of went a little bit wonky with that one. And I'm not going to aura this one, I'm just going to fill it with bubbles. So they're all different sizes. We're just going to fill in all those gaps. So it doesn't matter where that original little string line was. That's all gone away, that doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, hey Karen. Long time no see. Yeah. Seems so long ago, doesn't it, since we were doing colouring classes over in Chesterfield. Goodness me, what a whirlwind of a year. Yeah. Well, that's okay though. This time last year I didn't know half of the lovely tanglers on here. Okay. So, next one. I'm going to do a little bit of an aura. There we are. And then again, just sort of ignoring this line, I'm going to sort of follow it down. That's sort of more like my centre. And then follow it round. There we go. And same this side. Just working it round. There's some fab pieces I've been looking at as well on the page and on the Sanntangle page of things that you've been doing. So yeah, keep up the good work, and please feel free to, you know, start a conversation going. If you've got any questions or you're not sure about something, then post on there and people will get back. Even if there's something you're not sure of, you know, you want us to have a look or how you can improve. I'm sure people have got ideas out there and things you could do, and you know, where to sort of take it to the next level kind of thing. So don't be shy, just put them on. And then of course we've got Tile Swap 5. That went out on Monday. There's a lot of people been looking at that, so I'm hoping to get a few more people doing the tile swap this time. It's a fabulous way of doing it, and it's a great way to sort of you know, just do something for somebody else as well as enjoying creating it yourself. Okay. Oh. Are you? Oh, yeah. So I moved from Chesterfield, but I did do classes there every week. And I was doing tangle classes about once a month, but who knows? Soon, classes are going to be going again in a different place. Woohoo! Do I sound a little bit excited? I think so, yeah. Okay. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of working my way around, and I've got bubbles, and then I've got this lovely sort of aura, and then I'm adding in these lines again, just sort of finding the centre point-ish, not measuring, and then working my way around here, and then on to the next one there. Okay. Just gonna put my phone on silent just in case. Oh, it will, Karen, yeah. So I've got plans. Woohoo! Alright. So we see there that again, just bubbles, filling in those lovely little gaps. Now, of course, if you wanted to do all the same design and each one, you could. Or if you wanted to do each one completely different, then of course, be my guest, you could do that too. Let's just make it a little bit there. And again, just sort of put the line in the centre-ish and then create a series of curves from round and then around. And then, of course, back in with those bubbles. Now, although I'm still doing different size bubbles, I'm not going too large in this space now. So we don't want to just have one, fill it with one bubble. There we go. And then here, if you can get it in, this is the beauty of having these lovely fine liners, isn't it? You can just sort of work your way around. Now here, just probably get a line in. Okay. I think what I'm going to do on this end here, I'm just going to bring it out and add a little bit of a curl. And a little bit of weight into this section here, just bringing it round. There we go, just sort of finishes it off. So let's have a look at where we're at. Oh, look at that, so sweet, isn't it? Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I got a pen? What am I working? I'm working with a 1. I've got a plastic nibbed one here. Let's come on in. I'm just going to fill in. So, do you know, I've opened the drawer this morning and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 11 pens. 11 pens sat here on the desk. I think this one's almost run out, so maybe it's time to have a bit of a clear out. There we are. So that one's going to one side for the bin, but it's done what I needed it to. There we are. All right. So just for a minute, I'm just going to put my pen down because I know how you all like to sort of get these things right to go with. So here we go. I've sort of got my points this way. I'm coming in with a pencil and I'm just going to mark a line from here across here. So they're about the same sort of length, you see? It looks like it's got stick arms. And if you're not sure, then if you use your pencil just to measure, you see there? That's that line there. And that's that line there. So it's probably about to there, sort of making them similar. Oh, I know Viv's in our house, actually, I don't think you can find a pen unless you go up to the craft room. But then I've always got 2 in my bag, one in my laptop case, and one in my pocket, one in my coat. Okay, so I'm going to just come on in a bit bigger here now. You've got the pencil and I'm back to pen. Okay, we're ready for this? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from just a little bit either side the line. So if I just put a little mark, you can see it. And then I've got, this is the point that I'm going to sort of aim for. So if I work from here, I'm going to create a curve that goes to that point there. And then I'm going to do the same here from this point, and I'm going to aim for that top section there. Okay? So if I turn it round, and I'm going to do the same again, I'm going to create a curve from here to here, and then from here to here. Okay? Right, let's have a look at that. Okay, oh look, bless it. So there we go. We've got the first sort of little bit here. Back in with pencil. Now this time I'm going to have it so my border is in line with me here. And then if I work from this point and I put a line outwards, and then I turn it, got this in line from this point outwards. Okay. So then again, this time because it's sort of going over this, I'm not going to sort of go too large. I don't think I'm going to sort of stop it short there. So let's just have a look in terms of size. There we go for that one. So it's going to sort of stop there. Okay. There we are. And then again, see, I can work on this side here and one on this side here. So again, let's bring in that little curve. And then from here, you see this curve, it looks like it's going to go underneath. So let's just imagine that and then join it off. There we go. Oh, look. And then turning it round again. So again, I've got a space to work from here. So it's going to go underneath slightly and back into here. Underneath slightly. There we go. Now don't worry about it. You're not trying to make something that looks like it should. This is your version. Okay, so you know your wings could move about. We could add more in. Let's go ahead and add more in actually. So here we go. I'm just going to bring a little bit out here, just a little bit taller, you see? And then let's bring that back in. And then the same on this side. So here we go, out here. You see I've got a little gap there, so imagine it there. And then work your way. Okay, see how you can sort of start to create something quite unique. I mean, we could put another one in, all sorts, but I think we'll leave it there. Because what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to come up from the head. So from this bit here, up and out, and create a curl. And up and out, and create a curl. Now if you want to come up and just do a little bobble, that's fine. It's this is just a little stylized one, but if you want to, you know, create a different type of character, please feel free. This is just my version. You all do your own, and I know you do. You all do what you like. There we go. All right. Oh, look at that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here then, I'm going to sort of, let's have a look at this little wing first. There we go. So I'm going to put an aura inside. So just keeping it quite close to the edge there. I'm going to do the same on this side too. Rose, I might put a bit of colour on. Actually, yeah, I probably will put a bit of colour on. So I've got my pastels here. So I'll do a bit of colour with that. So absolutely. Okay, down in this one. There we go. Okay. That's okay, Viv. It'll probably just fly around in circles. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to come on in, I'm going to put a curl in there. All right. And then back through. So I'm just going to sort of aura around it, you see? And then let's do this one this way. it's almost like I'm doing a curl, and I'm going to stop, come back around. Of course, Ali, we know, oh, I'll go that way. We know that you meant that really. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to turn it round, and let's go a little bit smaller just so you can see the other wing as well. There you go. You see this wing, this curl, it went upwards first. So I'm going to do the same here. I'm not worried if it's not quite the same shape. I just think it's nice to sort of start with a similar sort of direction. There we go. And there. And then let's have another one there. There we go. Okay. So let's start on the large one here. I'm going to put a little bubble there, right on the end, you see? And then I'm just going to create a few more, just getting smaller and smaller. So then, same here, like a bubble on the end. Let's just draw a few more, getting smaller and smaller. Okay, so of course you're going to sort of change them to suit. And same on this one. Okay. And there. All right. Just little bits. These are just the details that add up, and of course, because we've got bubbles here, we've got bubbles there as well. It just all adds, doesn't it? So let's sort of fill in, create little auras around these shapes that we've created. There we go. Okay, and again, if you can, you've got the space, let's just fill them with some bubbles. Or, you know, if you wanted to fill them with lines, you could do that. I'm going to go with bubbles. It's the same on this. So, just imagine doing this a little bit larger. Could you imagine this embroidered? That would be nice. Or actually on an inked tile, you know, that you've sort of splashed a bit of ink around beforehand. That'd look quite nice. Got something to sort of go off. It's quite a nice one, this, and I think it'd be lovely. You know, if you perhaps, you know, if you've got your stamps out and you're doing a card with some flowers on, you could perhaps include this and add it to your designs. All right. Okay, now let's have a look at this one. All right, I think what I'm going to do with here, I'm going to put a grid in. So I'm doing sort of a slightly diagonal grid. Okay, and let's do those lines this way. So I've got a few squares going on there, all right? So I'm going to do the same on this one. I'm going to ignore that line there. If you find it's sort of getting a bit distracting having that in there, then, you know, make sure your pen's dry and just go ahead and rub it out. Okay. Oh, I know, Ree, but you haven't got time. Okay, let's have a look what I'm going to put in this grid. Let's just go a little bit larger. Okay, just going to turn it round so I've got it pointing this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to go as though I'm doing a curve, but I'm going to split it in the middle, okay? And then work my way up bank, just splitting in the middle as I go up. Now if you feel that you need a little bit of a pencil line just to help you with this, that's fine. Or see, I've got one there, look, it just sort of helps give you a little bit of guidance there. I'm just curving those lines just a little bit. All right, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because maybe I'm going to do one side first, then the other, because you're not quite seeing all of it. There we go. So here we go, same again, look, just one side and then a little bit on the other. Let's try this one, that's going to be a little. So if you feel that it's easier to do one side all the way first and then the other, you can do it that way too. But I like the concentration that you, concentration, what's that? Of actually moving it and following it through. It's almost like there's a little bit of a highlight there, isn't there? Oh, Rose, and don't you worry about it. Do you know, even if you actually do the vacuuming, you've got to do it again another day. So, does it matter if you miss a day or two? Yeah. Maybe do it later. I keep saying that with the ironing. Or maybe do it later. I actually got John to cook a meal last night because I've still got on working on the book. And he's like, oh, go on then. So, you see, got those little highlights shimmering out. Of course, that there is the pencil line. You wouldn't see that when you've done yours because all your lines are so light. Anyway, you wouldn't notice them. As you know, I do them a bit darker so you can see where they are. There you are. So I agree. Although sometimes I must admit, you can look around on our floor and there's, the dog hair. And you think, oh, well, actually we can usually just pick it up with our hands. It's like bales of hay. I did catch Benji red-handed this morning. 1 minute I turned over and he was asleep. And the next minute I turned over, he was wide awake and he was trying to steal one of my socks for Leslie. So Leslie's in the kitchen laughing. I will post the photo. So, yeah, at some point. Yeah, it's a lovely photo. He really looks shocked as though, oh my goodness, Mummy's awake and she can see me trying to steal her socks. It's funny. Julie, as long as you get it in the next couple of days, Fridays, that's it. Once Friday lunchtime hits, that's it. There we go. Oh, look at that. All right. So, of course, we've just got one more to do here. And, of course, looking at it, we've got a completely different tangle here, but we've matched bubbles in. So we want to sort of bring these lines in here. So I'm going to sort of start on this section and I'm going to pick, if I look at the length there, I'm going to pick about the same length there, you see? And that's where I'm going to put my sort of straight line. And then from here, I'm going to put in those curves again. And then from here, let's fill that with curves going that way. Okay, as many as you can get in. I'm sneaking through on there. Alright. Okay. And this one. So again, I looked at the length here and I've got a little mark about there. So it's a similar sort of side, just so you get a bit of an idea where it's coming from. And then here we go. In we go with little curves. And little curves. Oh, thank you, Tally. He's kind of cute, isn't he? So, I mean, so far, what have we done? We've done a peacock, we've done the sheep, and now this. There we are. Oh, lovely, isn't he? Let's have a little bit of a look so we see the whole tile. Okay. So, all right, let's have a look now at the border. And I know that on the tile swap the other day, I did a bit of a border. It was really beautiful. And I was thinking about incorporating that into this one. So it's good practice. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it quite narrow as best as I can. Oh, I know, Rose, we've talked about doing animals and it's sort of, it's in my head, but it's not quite sort of worked its way out yet. Because of course you think, oh, we've got Christmas, Christmas in June coming. There we go. Quite a narrow sort of shape. And I'm just using the border just to sort of give me a bit of a guideline. So here we go. See another one coming up and over the other way. And let's take it down there. You see, I'm just following it back. And I know this is not everybody's favourites, but once you get to know it, it's lovely to do. So let's do another. See, I'm coming in from here underneath there. So it's a little bit larger, and then just pulling it back round, and then underneath again. See, we could actually continue that. I don't think I will. I'm going to go under there, look. Alright. And then back through. So you can do as few or as little of these as you like. If you want to just do little curls, you can do just little curls. It's absolutely fine. But I quite like, quite like doing something a little bit different. There we are. Just keep it fine. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to turn it round now, and I'm going to do just a few of them here. I'm not going to go all the way around with this design. That's it. Just something to balance it a little. Here we are. Another one here. Okay. Following it round underneath. There we go. And then here I'm just going to sort of have a little curl coming off, just so it looks like it's got a bit of a finish on the end. And a couple of little. Okay. So of course we need something at this top end as well. So again, yeah, I'm going to just bring in a little bit of a curl here, just to match it with the other end, and a couple of little bubbles. Okay. So looking at my line here again, I'm just going to put like a little teardrop shape, and again a couple little, just to finish that border off there. Oh no, Viv, do it. Don't mind. Everyone's going to be different anyway, so it's okay. All right, so of course this bit here, I would more than likely rub that out. Hold on, just having a quick look. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, look at that, I have a rubber. Woohoo. So let's get rid of that bit now. Okay, it's the beauty of doing it, isn't it? The pencil. Some of the elements we can get rid of when we don't need them anymore. We've got those little lines in there too. Let's get rid of them. Alright. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's just lovely how it just sort of works in there. Oh yeah, I'm pleased with that. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger. You see we've got these little gaps in here now. So again, I'm just going to, if I was to aura this, it's a little bit too narrow. So I'm just going to fill it with some bubbles. And of course, if you wanted to do this a little bit lighter, then bring in those lovely pastel pencils or pens. If you want to, just change the colour of the fine liner. But I am going to bring a bit of colour in, I think, with my pastels. Okay. There we go. See, sometimes you can aura it inside, and sometimes it's just not got the space. You see here that looks a little bit unfinished, so a couple of little dots. I'm going to do that one there because it's part of the curl. And of course here, just to add a couple. Right. And then bubbles here. And again, if you've got any space, just go ahead and fill them with a bit of black ink. There we go. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go. Just to love, sometimes it's lovely, isn't it, just to do a little bit of something and not to overthink it. We didn't want a full border there. All right, so a few up and around here. I'm going to do a few little swirls. Sort of like, like extra bubbles, but just something with a little bit more to them. Can come in bubbles as well. There we go. Same on this side, although I'm not, honestly, on purpose, I'm not looking at the other side. I want to do something completely different. There we go. All right, maybe a couple down here. Okay. Whew, so now where we're going to head with this. I think before we come in with any colour, I'm going to come in with pencil, and I'm just going to do a little bit of work on the border, because I don't want this to stand out seriously. I want the little dragonfly to have all that pleasure. So here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit on the sort of the back side of these shapes. There we go. Again, not being seriously neat about it. We just want to get some pencil on it. Okay. Same with this one. There we go. And then let's have a look. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit. I'm just going to sort of maybe extend it, put a little bit on those as well, just so you can see the you know, the outer edge there. All right, so coming on in, hang on a second. With the tortilla on, and I'm just gonna nice and gently swirl it round and just sort of finish off those edges. So I'm not going to make a big thing of this because I want the dragonfly to stand out, but it does need a little bit of work. There we are. Okay, so working my way around each little bit. So I'm out again tomorrow. It's a busy week this week. I'm going to create and craft, not to do a TV show, but to do a bit of video work. So they can, you know, they want to do a bit of an interview. So who knows? I've got to take a little bit of work. They want to video me doing a bit of work. So, you know, it's just a little video that you get in between shows kind of thing. So Leslie's in charge tomorrow. Yeah. You can imagine, can't you, all the turmoil once she gets that wand out. Yeah. Oh, the chaos that ensues, because, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, could. Yeah. I might do a little bit of, I've got some obviously ideas and things I'm working on for book 5. I'll take all that in. Okay, so the choice now, here we go. Colours. I'm going to stick within I think the blues and purples maybe. We'll see how we go with that. So what do I have? I've got a lighter blue, a slightly darker blue, purple, and then of course, not forgetting, I've got a black one there as well. So let's see where we're going to go. Oh, right, let's go a little bit larger. Yes, Chris, with the... Yeah, and I can just hear that music in the background. Yeah, I love Fantasia. There's nothing like watching Fantasia at Disney. It's awesome. Okay, so I've put some of that lighter blue in that section there, and then I'm gonna go with the blue, the lighter, I think, on with my bubbles. I'm just gonna add in a little bit of a smirk there. And then same here. See, I'm going to leave the tortilla until I've put all the colour on. Just follow my way around. There we go. Okay. See, as you get a little bit smaller, you don't want to be putting as much on. Okay. Oh, thank you, Bernadette, for your patience with those. Yeah, John posted them for you. Okay, so in here, I'm going to leave the aura for a minute, and I'm just going to add a little bit of blue there, and a little bit of blue on that side. The same here. Same there. All right, so I'm not worried about the design underneath there. It's just about getting some colour in. So then let's bring in, I'm going to bring the purple in, I think, for this one. Again, I'm just going to come on in and add some around that top edge and down the middle bit. There we are. So remember that very first line we did? Just around the top edge, like a big letter T. Yes, Ali, these are the Brunzio pastels. They are really nice to use, I must admit. The colours are very vibrant, very intense. And they're pretty easy to put on. So. Okay. So again, bit of purple. I'm going to just add a touch. So I'm just going to sort of draw in that grid. See? And same on the other side. I do think I've got some on my website, these, if you like them. Okay, and then the dark blue. I'm just going to add a little bit, let's have a look. So just on the edge here, these wings. Okay, I think I'm going to bring a couple of other bits and pieces in. I think it needs a little bit more colour, but let's add a little bit across the top there. All right, so I'm going to come in with, I've got a choice. I can go green or I can go the magenta. I think I'm going to go with a bit of green, and I'm just going to add a touch around that little aura there, you see, just to sort of bring it in line. Okay, yeah, maybe just, you know, touch on each of those little auras there, only a little bit. There we go. All right. So, okay, tortillon then. I'm going to start with the lightest colour first. Now, if you're going to use totally different colours, so say you were going to use a yellow and then you were going to use a blue, you want to be using a different tortillon per colour. Either that or you're going to sand it down or file it down in between each one. Because if you don't, it'll make your colours muddy. And we don't want that. We want to keep them nice and bright. Okay, so I'll do that while I'm up here. Just going to soften the edges there. And just here. I want to keep some of the white of the paper. So we want to see that we've got highlights. So let's just gently work our way around. All right, and then again, I'm going to find all these sections and do all these little bubbles. You see, some of them I've not put anything in, but because you've got, you see that pastel on my tortillon, I can go in and I can just touch it a little, and that's all they need. They don't need much at all. Just, you know, when it's a curve, just come in with a curved line. You know, you don't want to sort of spoil the illusion that it's round. Then of course here, yes, Rose, I will spray it after. You've got a choice. You can spray it with hairspray. That's the cheapest and easiest option. It will hold it. It won't stop all of it, but it will certainly hold it and it'll smell nice. If you want to go a little bit crazy in terms of cost, you can use the proper pastel spray fixative. Well, it is a tad more expensive, but you know, if you're going to use a lot of pastels, it's worth the money. It will last you, but I say more expensive. If you want a completely permanent fix, then you could go in with a spray and shine, like a varnish, which will give it a slightly gloss finish, but it's definitely not moving. So if you were going to say, you know, do your tile swap and send that through the post, you know, you don't want people handling it and things, then using a spray sort of varnish is probably the best option. But it depends what you're going to do with it. Either way, it's going to need something if you're putting it in something. So there we go. See, I'm just sort of working my way around, just adding a little bit of softness to lines. So here I'm just coming across here and just sort of reinforcing those lines, but not going completely in the design there. because those little highlights now are going to stand out. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. And then let's just oh, Charlotte, yeah. Now the pastel pencils I have brought to create craft in the past, it's just stock levels at the minute. I don't quite have enough to take to there, but books definitely. Books are definitely going to be back on the 30th of May, so I shall bring them all. And the new one, hopefully, if it's finished. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at with this. We're not far off now. Look at that, he's lovely, isn't he? It's definitely a he. It's okay. I'm going to come in with this black pastel. I'm just going to have a quick sip of tea. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go a bit larger just so you can see it now. I'm just going to add a touch just in areas where it needs a little bit more darkness. And we could come back in with a pen or a pencil, but this black's so black. I know that sounds crazy, but it is. So just around the edges there, look. It's a shame to not use it. Of course, as Cara knows, if she's still watching, if we were to use black in colouring in a regular, then it's a no-no. But when it's Sanntangle, there are no rules. Aha! Alright, see there, I've just missed a bit of green there. I'm just going to push that out. I don't want it to touch my black. If I start blending my black, it's going to go everywhere. So as a rule, I don't blend that. I just put that in. So see here, look, I'm going to add some underneath here, around there, and that underneath, and just a bit around there, and then let's just put a little bit in there. You see, I am using just little bits, I'm not going over the top with that at all. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, I do think you would perhaps benefit from a little bit of another colour. So I'm going to bring in this lovely little magenta-y colour. Love this colour. So just sort of with the purple. Now I'm not going to sort of go over the black. I'm just going to add a little bit in, you see there? Just sort of over the top. Look at the difference that's making. There you go, let's just bring a little bit in. Sometimes you do have a colour palette that you want to try, but because there's only 12 in this set, anything's going to go with anything, so it's no big deal at all. Okay, so let's, yeah, oh, somebody asking about rulers as soon as we can. Yeah, we're a little bit, we've got machines running, so they're on the list to do. And I've got John working on little prototypes today, so I've given him some ideas and some little drawings, and he's sort of prepping them for the machine. So as soon as we've got those done, there we go, a little bit on the top there. See, adding this magenta into the blue is going to sort of mix and make a little bit of a purpley colour. It just sort of brings it together. So I'm not really going to soften the edges, just if you feel it needs it in places, but not much. I'm not going to even touch those bits, just sort of on the edges on there, just to work it in. I'm not going to touch that, I don't think. Bit of a blow. I see here, I've just got a little bit there that needs to be removed. Alright, so tiny little bit, I think, of in with these little dots here, just to sort of bring it in. Nothing much. Keep it simple. There we go. Oh, Lisa, yeah, essentials. If I don't have any on my website, we'll put some on because there are some on the shelf. So, yeah, absolutely. So, bit of a blow. So I'm not going to brush my finger over that because it does need fixing, because if you do that, guess what's going to happen? So, all right, I think we're going to say that one for today is more or less done. I mean, there's so much more you can do with it. If you want to get your bling out and add a few different little gems, or you want to add a little bit of silver and gold on there, it's going to be absolutely fabulous. And, you know, you could go to town with the antennae and all that kind of thing. But I'm going to sign it because that's as done as it's going to be for the hour today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I have. It's completely different, and it's nice, I think, sometimes to you know, bring in images. And although you sort of think, oh, I can't draw, it's just lovely, isn't it? Just to sort of think, well, from a few little bubbles less than an hour ago, that was a blank tile, just completely empty, and with a pen and a pencil we've done it. So, all right, I hope you have fun with this one, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously post them, because I'm still watching, I'm still looking through. I'm just, you know, being a little bit later getting through to answering them, but please do you know, do your best and get them on there. Have a look at the tile swap, and even if you're not sure, just give it a go. You know, there's no judgment. You don't have to be brilliant at it. It could be your first ever tile you've done, and I'm sure it'll be appreciated by someone who eventually gets it. So yeah, have fun with this one, and yeah, take care, and I will see you all again on Friday. All right, have a good one. Bye.